Call it PEDs, PEDs, performance enhancing denim. Kind of thinks, what would you have in a perfect gym? And I kind of managed to, over a long period of time, over 10 years or so, managed to collect all of the stuff that I like training with, weird stuff that they don't make anymore, stuff that's custom made, and just kind of build, yeah, my gym heaven basically.
Should we go and take a look?
Let's have a look, yeah, absolutely. So we'll start off with the stuff that you might recognize, or a lot of people would recognize anyway. So you've got what would be called hand grippers or torsion spring grippers. These are just basic, springs with handles on them. These are very, very common, but most people are used to like the little plastic ones. Some of the stuff that you see here, like the power twisters. Again, this is something that a lot of people see, where you're just kind of getting the movement on this. So stuff like this, where it looks like it's not too hard to hold on to, but these are going to spin. So we're going to have a play with these a little bit later, and you actually realize how hard these are to hold on to. I call this the cactus. For obvious reasons, it's long, green, and kind of spiky. This has to start turning here. You're going to try and push your wrist to keep it straight. This is going to happen naturally, so you've got to be doing this with your wrist. Yeah, try and do it with that. Yeah, try and get that there. Good. So you see, without that lip there. There you go.
So what does like grip strength mean to you?
For me, as someone who comes from a grappling background with a martial arts background, the hands and your grip is your connection to the outside world, basically. You can generate all of the power and you can build all of the strength in your body that you like, but if you're not able to transfer that into something else or someone else, then it's all worthless.
I don't need to ask why this is called a dog.
Exactly. Right? Some stuff is self-explanatory. Yeah. This is kind of my favorite position to work the grip in general, which is this hooking position here, because when I'm grappling, a lot of clinching, a lot of controlling, a lot of the submissions, they're all about working the forearm in this flex position. So just going to come in here nice and tight, and then try not to smash your head too hard on the bar at the top. There you go. How's that? But already you're starting to feel it. Yeah, you're starting to feel it a little bit differently. And then, there you go. Good. This is one of my absolute favorites. It's an absolute nightmare. This is called the globe. We used to call it the chaos pull-ups because it was just the worst thing you could possibly do. Obviously, pull-ups is working your back muscles, right? This pull-up is going to work your chest as well. So we're in this position, pulling in with the wrists. Give that a go. Yeah. This is called the country crush. This is like it's an arm wrestling tool. So arm wrestling is something, you kind of look, whenever you're wanting to build strength in a particular field, you look at, well, what athletes do it best? If you want to be fast in football, you go, well, what are sprinters doing? What are 100-meter sprinters doing? And so when it comes to grip, what are climbers doing? What are arm wrestlers doing? Incredibly strong forearms. So the last one was a climbing one. This one's going to be an arm wrestling one. So same idea here. You're going to hook through. It's up to you whether you take a thumb grip or a thumbless grip. Again, it all comes down to keeping that hooking position. So again, your hand's going to want to do that. Try and keep your thumbs through. There you go. That's better. Good. You feel the difference there?
That rotation is just trying to fuck you up.
It is. It's so difficult, and that's the thing where it's that carnival event where all you got to do is hang on to a bar for a minute. Yeah. They don't tell you the bar's rotating like this. I think if you have the power to pull 100 kilos, but your grip gives out after 50 kilos, then that is really all that you can pull. So for me, the goal, especially as a grappler, is to make sure that my grip was never the limiting factor. For always the grip to be stronger than the rest of my body, basically. So, and then I kind of got into the grip strength world, and then once you get in there, you realize how big and varied it is, and you end up with 1,000 weird different things to try and work it. So this is going to be a deadlift. It's a weird deadlift. Have you ever heard of the Denny Stone?
No.
So the Denny Stones are these legendary manhood stones in Scotland. There's this big culture of lifting these basically, you could lift a stone, you were a man in this culture, So the Denny Stones are one of these, and they're two very large boulders. They were counterweights for when they were building the bridge, and they've got handles on, ring handles, just like this, exact replicas of this. Good. Nice. Good for a bit more? So I can say, look, if you want to max out on this,
You gotta change into some proper workout.
you're gonna have to change into some proper training stuff. Do you want the dungarees or do you want the Paul Smith? You got to do the shorts as well. They come as a duo.
Fuck it.
Daniel, we're in denim. It's not typical.
Yes.
It's not typical
Well,
workout.
it's
equipment.
very typical here. It's compulsory here. But there is some science behind it. There's this principle called enclosed cognition, which is basically the way that you dress and the way that you perceive the way that you dress changes your performance and changes the way that you think and changes the way that you behave. And they've done studies where they've taken two groups. One of the groups they've given like a lab coat, and then they've given them tests in logics and analysis and mathematics, and the group that was in a lab coat have done significantly better than the control group. Proving that even though there's no difference between the groups, just by what you wear can actually change the way that you perform in certain tests. There you go. Easier, right?
Yeah.
Told you.
Yeah.
It's the denim. And even to the point where it's gone even further, and they gave both groups the same lab coat, told one of them that it was a painter's overalls, and one of them that it was a doctor's lab coat, and the ones in the same lab coat but they were painters were more creative in tests, and the other ones were more analytical and logical in tests. So even wearing the exact same thing, it's not what you wear, it's the way that you think about what you wear. So for me, when I'm in the denim, I walk into the gym, you're wearing your normal clothes, I put on some denim, and then I feel powerful and I can go and lift more weights. Call it PEDs, PEDs, performance enhancing denim. It happened quite organically, which is what I just used to train in what I would walk around in the street with. So I train in boots, jeans, and a t-shirt, and I was just never one to put on shorts or to get dressed in all of these fancy sports clothes. So I just dress for train for function and dress as normal. And as it got to summer, everyone was expecting me to, he's not going to be able to wear the jeans anymore. And that's when I started pulling out the Daisy Dukes and the dungarees and stuff. And then it kind of just went on from that. Now I really don't feel comfortable lifting in anything that isn't denim and quite skimpy denim as well.
It's not typical for like a commercial gym, for instance.
Correct.
But
that's why I've been kicked out of all of them.
But